Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here, okay? Kick off your shoes, relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, baby, today, this is my review recap for Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup. I've got Warrants, bruh, okay? Season 4, episode 20. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. This episode wasn't much. This season has not been much. The fact that I'm still hanging on and I'm still doing these recaps, child, is only because I started it and I feel like once I start something, I got to finish it. And I'm like, it's a little disappointing because for me to, finally do these reviews, I don't watch too many reality shows. This is one of the ones that was able to suck me in, and I usually feel thoroughly entertained, get my laughs, curse a couple people out. But this time it's just really been annoying me and aggravating my nerves if I'm being completely honest with you guys. So, nonetheless, we are going to go ahead and get into this, honey. We're going to run it from the top, and we're going to start with, Tiffany and Kevin. Who Kevin is oblivious. He has no idea why Tiffany is not answering his calls. He apparently haven't spoke to her in about 3 days. He's looking for her at work. They're saying no, she done switched her schedule with people. She not answering his calls. He feel like he's being ghosted. And it's hilarious to me that he goes and sees a friend, and this friend is saying how, well, this girl been funny since the start. And, granted, yeah, she did ghosting when she first came out, and of course he had to punch homeboy out, right? But it's so interesting to me that his mama, his friends, everybody is oblivious to the things that Kevin does, right? They acting like he's such this big daggone catch, right? And pretty much everybody is feeling like, since Kayla is the one that's always chasing you around, why don't you just go ahead and settle for Kayla and be with her, right? She's the one that's actually there with you. She's the one that's chasing you. She's the one that wants you. According to his friend, he's basically saying that he doesn't trust her. He doesn't get any good feelings about her and all of this stuff. So we also come to find that Tiffany actually has a best friend named Kayla that she hangs with, okay? And so after calling around to different jails, because he was like, maybe she done got locked up, and them saying no, they didn't have anybody by that name, he does reach out to Tiffany friends Kayla, who is saying, I'm busy right now, but I don't mind, meeting up with you in a little bit and us discussing things that went down. And so he's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go meet up with her. I'm gonna see what the heck is going on, because this is so hard for him to understand. One minute we was looking for somebody for us to do this menage a trois with, and have a funky good time. And the next thing I know, she's gone and she's not answering none of my calls. So needless to say, when he meets up with her friend, she's like, she's done. It's over. She's done. She's moved on. What did you do when you left her that day when you went to work, right? What's the last thing you remember? Where did you go? Oh, I don't know. I just went back home. Okay, and who did you go home with? Who was there at your house? Did Kayla come by your house? Oh, well, it could be a possibility, she might have stopped by, whatever, right? And she's like, oh, she might have stopped by, huh? And she's saying, bottom line, whether it was intentional or not, whether he knew about it or not, at the end of the day, she shouldn't have been stopping by. You were supposed to be, done with her. Y'all wasn't supposed to be together anymore. It's very disrespectful. And, basically she's like, so you didn't send a text from your phone, or Kayla didn't send a text from your phone. And he's like, a text from my phone? He like, what the heck are you talking about? She's like, don't play stupid. But in all actuality, he honestly don't know, right? We could say in this case, he's not lying about that, but the fact of the matter is you was with her, Kevin, and it shouldn't be too hard for you to believe that Kayla was able to take pictures or take a video, send it, delete it out your phone without you damn knowing, okay? He over here talking about I don't know if Kayla would do that. She's never done it in the past, and I don't see why she would do it now. He checking the phone and he's saying, I don't see nothing there. These was the last messages. So at this point, he's trying to basically insinuate that Tiffany is just making this up and pulling it out her daggone behind, from nowhere or whatever. But then he's like, then again, she could possibly do something like this. And I'm like, as crazy as Kayla has been, is it really that much of a shock to you, Kevin? It really shouldn't be, okay? It should be very much where you feel like this is something that she's capable of doing. But nonetheless, he's checking his phone. He's like, no, Nothing wasn't sent from my phone. You expect me to believe that? And he's like, well, who did she move on with? And he's asking if she moved on with the guy that he knocked out. And she's like, no, not him either. Okay, doesn't matter. It's just that she's gone. And he over here talking about, nah, it's not over. She not done. I'm not letting it go and all this different type of stuff. And I said, now, Kevin, you just sounding really psychotic and crazy and, just even more narcissistic than you usually do at this point. Like, if anything, maybe you should be happy that she moved on, right? And that you are able to move on and be with Kayla and whoever the hell else you feel like being with. But he's so daggone narcissistic that in his case, he would much prefer to, be able to have both of them and play with both of them and play with whoever else he wants to play with. And then when he gets tired of playing with them and he's ready to move on, then it would be okay for, everybody to go their separate ways. But the fact that, Kayla is the one that's like, nah, I'm good. And she trying to go on about her business. All of a sudden, that's a big issue for him. And he's not liking that. And he's saying, we not going to be done. She's going to end up coming back around. Will she come back around? I have no clue. If she do, then she deserves him and he deserves her at this point. Hopefully she keeps it moving because it's not no love lost there, okay? But if she don't, it is what it is. Moving on from them, we basically get daggone Poppy and Amber. Now, Poppy gets a call. Poppy actually calls Amber, I should say, right? And she's basically saying to her, like, hey, we ain't speaking in a minute, right? Everybody seems to have not spoken in a minute, right? Since they've had whatever different fallouts, right? They haven't heard from people in a couple days now. And Amber's reaction is, well, what the hell do you expect after that bullshit? And I'm like, excuse me? Like, am I missing something? Because the way I remember it, you're the one that went into full-blown, attack mode, was going off and basically, damn near choked this girl out if had they not gotten your way. But you're basically saying that she came with a bunch of bullshit? I'm confused, but okay. And, Poppy is saying to her, so you don't want me to call you no more. And she's like, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that, all of that was unnecessary. It was very embarrassing. And I'm like, again, Amber, you embarrassed yourself. Like, you literally embarrassed yourself. You didn't need help for that, But okay, I digress. We're going to still continue to move on. So she basically was, again telling her, how she's not there for her. And she's like, excuse me, Poppy is telling Amber this. And Amber's like, I'm not there for you. And then Poppy just ends up saying, look, I really need to talk to you. And she's like, talk to me about what? Why can't you just tell me on the phone? She's like, please, it has to be in person. You know where the keys are. When you get a chance, come over, use the key, whatever have you. So Amber basically is like, okay, cool, I'm gonna come. Now, when she hangs up the phone, her man TC already got this look on his face. And he's already pretty much like, look, she needs you. I can hear it in her voice that you need to go over there and y'all need to talk. But if this is about her and Eric, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear nothing about it. And she's like, she said something was wrong. And he basically was like, yeah, something is always wrong. That's no shocker, right? And so he does understand that they need to go ahead and have a conversation, but basically he pretty much already made himself clear from before that, he doesn't want nothing to do with the Poppy and the Eric situation. So that's understandable. Now, in the meantime, as she goes over to check on Poppy, she's basically like, the first thing that comes to her head that makes her worried is that, she hopes that she didn't relapse. Of course, if she ends up relapsing, then this could cause death. This could cause her to be back in jail. This could cause all different kind of issues. We don't want that. And to be honest, listen, I've been feeling like Poppy already relapsed, or she's 2 seconds from relapsing since the beginning of this damn season. Poppy has been looking miserable as hell. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely, the right thing to be worried and to say, let me go ahead and check on her. Now, when she come in the house looking a little crazy, she's like, what the hell? And we're seeing that she's basically passed out, done fell back to sleep since her calling Amber. And Amber's trying to wake her up, and she's basically like, I'm up. And she's like, no, you're not up. We seeing a whole bunch of bottles where it definitely looked like somebody was getting in some shots, okay, some empty shot glasses or whatever was spread out. And so she's basically telling her that, she's miscarrying the baby. That's the bottom line, right? She ended up going to the doctor this morning, and she said, 1 minute she wasn't that happy or excited about it. She really didn't know how to feel. She had even thought about going to get it taken care of, but then once she went there, she kind of changed her mind and started wanting it, and she feels like this is a punishment, for her even looking into it and considering it or whatever, right? And she says to, Amber that she's sorry and she thanks her for being there for her. And she basically was saying, because Amber's attitude was kind of like, oh, well, you didn't really want it like that anyway, did you? I mean, how does this make you feel? Is there a sense of relief? She says, no, there's a whole bunch of different emotions. She's not happy. She's feeling all different kind of ways, right? And she wished she could think of this miscarriage as a blessing. But right now, in the state of mind she is, she doesn't feel that way at all, right? And she feels like something died between her and Eric basically when this baby died. And again, listen, I did not think Eric and Poppy needed a baby. I just really didn't. I think Poppy needs to work on herself a lot more. But I also think that this situation could definitely add to, how she was already feeling and all the things she was already going through, and could possibly send her into an even deeper abyss, especially since she made, mention of basically feeling as though, she was empty and she had no feeling and stuff like that, right? She was basically saying that now, it was like it was nothing there, and that she wants to isolate and remove herself from people. And just for her to be talking that way definitely concerned me. I definitely wish her the best. I definitely hope that some way, somehow, she is able to make it out of this situation. And I know that she's going to need the support. And she was saying that that Eric had basically supposedly met her at the doctor when she went there this morning, but then he kind of just went about his business, right? She was saying that she actually didn't want to be bothered and didn't want anybody around her. And then Amber was kind of like, so why did you call me? And she's just like, yeah, like, you're my friend. I wanted you here, but I didn't want to be bothered with him. And so it seems like there's going to be a bigger space between her and Eric right now. And that's not too surprising because, listen, the last time we seen the situation with her and Eric, his wife had put in for the damn divorce. It wasn't like he put in for it. And it came off as if it was like, okay, well, she put in for the divorce anyway, so I'm going to stick around you. Plus, you're pregnant with my child. But it does not really seem like that's where he really completely, totally wants to be. So now that this miscarriage happened, I'm sure that there probably is a big possibility that, they will end up just going their separate ways. But again, we shall see. Now, when Amber gets back home and she starts to tell TC about everything that went down, he's saying, I'm sorry to hear about that, but at the same time, you know how I feel. He can get really political with this. I guess he doesn't believe in women getting ABs, and he's like, at the end of the day, I guess if she had a miscarriage, that's supposed to be a good thing to him, right? And at the same time, we start to get in this conversation between him and Amber, where she's like, well, I know that I'm in a better place and I have a good man. And, I've been on both sides of the coins of what she's going through now. And I'm glad I wouldn't have to go through, that again. And she was like, if I would have been pregnant and kept that baby, then I would have basically been locked up 2 more times, and I would have had a child out here with, other people taking care of it, and what good that would have done and all of that. And I get where she's coming from with that. She's 110% right. And I understand what she is, saying. But I felt like TC was singing a different tone here, baby. Because the first time we seen TC was up here talking about, yeah, we want the picket fence. We want the house. We want the dog. We want the kids and all of this stuff, right? And he could see himself having that with her and asking her if she could see herself having it with him. But now Mr. TC talking about some, oh, well, we definitely don't need a baby right now. When I'm hearing Amber bring up a baby, that makes me, get real skeptical. Of course, if she did have one, because he don't believe in abortions, it would be like, I have no other choice than to have this daggone baby, right? But he says that he really wants to start talking to Amber more about birth control. I said, excuse me, sir. You do know you could use condoms, right? Or you probably one of those that don't believe in condoms, and you damn sure ain't gonna be the one to go and say, well, let me go ahead and get a hysterectomy because I'm done having kids. And this should have been a conversation y'all should have been having when y'all was talking about the picket fence and everything else. So for me, I'm like, oh, okay, I thought TC overall was a cool guy. He probably still is, but that was definitely like Amber alert, 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 red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag, girl, pay attention because he don't look like he trying to have no kids with you. Whereas she look like she might still be trying to have some kids out here. I'm just saying. So we'll keep an eye out on that, child. We will keep an eye out on that. Now, in the meantime, we're going to talk about Sarah, Sean, Destiny, because it wasn't much to that either. You know, Destiny is out here. They having like this little, I guess, baby shower for her or whatever. She's around a few people where they got these different little gift bags. And, you know, it's just like a little picnic table. It's only about 3-4 of them there. Not no big deal or whatever, right? And she was saying she never had a baby shower before, whatever the case may be. Right now, mind you, Destiny got like 5 other kids out here in these streets, and she ain't got none of them. You sitting here having a new baby, but you always got time to, you know, chase around other people. It's really interesting. And so, you know, her daughter was saying like, oh, it's interesting to see where she is now and how much she's progressed. I said, girl, I don't think you've been paying attention because she ain't progressed that much from our end. But I digress. You know, they asking what's going on with Jason, how's that relationship coming on, and she says, you know, I feel a little bit more secure with it, and he's been giving me a comfort and all of that kind of stuff, right? But at the same time, she's still stepping to the side to call up damn Sean to sit here and tell him, oh, well, I'm pregnant. And even Sean is like, well, what the hell are you telling me for? He like, I know how to count, baby, and you don't hold no, you know, baby in your belly for 2 years or whatever the case may be. Okay, well, I'm not, it might be a little slow, but I know how to do math, and the math ain't mathing. So what are you telling me about that for? That's not my responsibility. You know, she over here talking about that it would be closure for her or whatever, right? And how this extra money will help her with her baby and all this stuff. Again, that's not his responsibility. Why are you not calling the guy you laid up with and telling him that? I'm confused. Okay, you just had him there at the hospital. You could have told him about everything, right? And so she basically says, you know, she don't have custody of none of her kids and all of them are part of whatever. And so, you know, supposedly with her, she want to, you know, do this one different or whatever. You know, her sister-in-law and her baby's father's mom and all these other people have been the one that basically have been in, you know, the kid's life, and her oldest best friend took care of them when she couldn't, and she can see them when she wants to, when she has time to. And it's like, girl, like I said, instead of chasing Sean down, why haven't you been doing that, child? Why have you not been doing that? There's no excuse you could tell me, you know, besides the other times when your ass was obviously, you know, busy being in damn jail. You've been spending most of your time since you got out chasing behind damn Sean, you know, and it's really sad. So, you know, she talking about life is too short to waste in a cell. Yeah, it's also too short to run behind Sean. Like, I agree with you. Why don't you use the rest of the time you have to do what the hell you need to do for yourself? But anyway, I know I'm talking, you know, to the wind. But, you know, she made this call to Sean, and she's over here like, oh, this would be the closure I need. This could be, you know, she talking about, you know, the least you could do is give me this money or whatever the case may be, and help me out. And, you know, Sean pretty much just hung up the phone on her. And I have to say, listen, Sean is a jack behind. I can't stand him and some of the damn decisions he make either. But that's the one smart thing he did, is hang up on her. And I don't know why you have not blocked, you know, got a private number, made sure that she is not on none of your social medias, and skip to the blue, my darling. Like, keep it moving. I'm not understanding that. Why you keep letting this lady have access to you? You know, the one smart thing he did say is like, girl, that's not my damn baby, so what the hell you calling me, telling me about it for? You know? So she talking about some getting this money that, you know, he owes her. She's still freaking saying he owe her something, you know, would be a big help, and it would make a big difference in her life. I said, girl, bye. You know, later we see Sean laying in the bed and talking to Sarah and stuff like that. And he's basically saying to us that at this point he really feels like he should just go ahead and give her the money, so that way she could be able to let it go, leave him alone, he could move on with his life. But he knows if he does do that, then Sarah would probably be really upset. You think? What was the clue? What was the clue that made you realize that Sarah would be really, really upset if your dumb ass went and gave this chick some money just to have her get, you know what I'm saying, have her not be bothered with you no more? Child, if you don't get the hell up out of here with that nonsense, I can't. So anyway, y'all, moving on from that, we got Brittany and Ray. Might as well get them out the way because it really wasn't much. They have went and, of course, they needed to talk to this lawyer, get the information that her mom was telling her to get as far as the whole prenup thing. And Brittany says she listened, she got the information, and she doesn't think she needs the prenup anymore. Ray pretty much was going, so what you gonna do? And are you, wait a minute, repeat that. What did you say? Are you just saying that because you know that I wasn't trying to sign it anyway? And she's like, no, I'm saying that because I feel better about it. I feel satisfied. After gathering all the information, I don't think that's our situation. I don't think that's what we need to do. I feel more relaxed. I feel good about it. And so he's basically like, okay, according to her, she's saying that they are moving forward. It is back on and popping, okay? And she does not know how her parents is going to feel about this, but she has basically made her final decision. I mean, to me, this was never really a big deal. I felt like they just needed to make something to talk about, something to make it interesting, to give them some type of storyline, because we know that there haven't been much going on with Ray and Brittany. I hope they make it. They're a cute little couple to me, but it ain't really much happening with their story. And to me, Ray was kind of being a little bit selfish at times too, and making it about other things that it wasn't. I think that they could have did the daggone prenup, and I didn't really see a big issue with it. But again, you like it, I love it, okay? Moving on from them, Chaz and Broadway. Broadway is trash and her friends is trash. There's no other way to put it. They are both trash. Throw them all the freak away. I'm getting Pen vibes out of her friend Tyra at this point. I didn't see it before, but I see it now. That's what I am getting. These are not friends. They don't care about her. They don't care about her well-being. Chaz is over here talking about he's starting to get pissed off. He's starting to believe that a lot of the stories he's hearing is true. What gave you the clue, Chaz? Okay, what gave you the damn clue? How many clues do you need? He's basically saying that he's going to be doing a deeper dive. He's going to be sending these messages. He's another one that's over here talking about that he needs closure. But at least in his case, compared especially to Destiny case, I could see him wanting some closure. But you need to take your ass home, Chaz, and get your closure from there, okay? But we going to move it on along, y'all. We going to move it on along. And so she's basically saying that, telling her friend about the whole Tony situation, and he talking back and forth with her and how she can't trust him and all this stuff. And the friend is saying, yeah, you don't need nothing like that. You need to leave him alone. He's real sneaky. She's showing him these different pictures that some friends did for her down in the basement. And she's saying, you need that type of man, that's hands-on and all this other kind of stuff, right? And then at the same time, Chaz is basically seeing messages where they done got together and had some type of duo, okay? A duo for the ages, according to this messenger, where her and Tyra done met up with somebody, okay, and did this person together. And so he's basically saying on the one side he didn't want to lose her and he wanted to be with her and all this stuff. And he's like, oh, so I see what her friend was crying about. It wasn't about her well-being and being worried about her and wanting the best for her as her friend. It basically was because she was going to be losing her partner in sex trade. I'm saying, yo, a hot mess, y'all. A hot freaking mess, right? And then he basically, we also find out that this ex-man that got out is also staying at Tara house. Surprise, surprise, surprise. So he's supposed to be on his way and coming in a minute. How do you feel about that? Are you going to be happy to see him? Have you got past all the things that y'all went through? Are you willing to move on from that and move away from Chaz and get into him? Baldwin over here talking about she don't know, she not sure, she don't really know what she feels now. But they're basically all laughing and thinking that this is this great idea there for her to go ahead and get with this ex that's just coming out of jail or whatever, right? Because at the end of the day, they just still want her there, want her to be stuck in her old ways, don't want her to move on, don't want her to have nothing better for herself. And that's the bottom line, you know. And she too damn oblivious to see is she over here talking about something, even if, you know, I am doing things, or even if I am a sex worker, you know, what's wrong with that? There's plenty of women out here that do that. I don't think the issue is you being a sex worker, bro. When I think the issue is you was trying to play like you was Miss Innocent this whole time, like you wasn't into nothing, and flip it around and do reverse psychology and make Chaz look like he was such this damn bad guy. You was supposed to be so, you know, timid and scared and all this other stuff, but in the meantime, you out here, you know, just having a funky good time, honey, and lying about it. That's the bottom line. Like, play the psych games with somebody else, child. So, nonetheless, you know, Chaz basically was saying, like, you know, Broadway's ex was saying, you know, because he comes in and of course they happy to see him and he giving her a hug and all this, and they sit down and have a conversation, and he was basically saying like he could be himself with her, right? He's always been able to be his real self, and he says when he had time to sit in jail, of course that's when they always got time, right? He had a lot of time to think about what he want, and he know that he wants it to be her. So he was saying, you know, she says she don't know because they had a really, really, really bad time that time, and he was like he get that, and he get that she have a lot of other things going on, right? But hopefully she will think about it and figure out what's best for her, and whatever that is, that he will respect it and be down with it or whatever have you, right? But he's hoping that it would be them two being together. Now in the meantime, we hearing her phone ding 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 throughout the whole conversation that she and him is having, and they getting up and hugging and all of that. And of course this is Chaz sending text messages. He's basically going in now and letting her know that he knows that she's been lying about the escort thing and all of that stuff, but at the same time he still says that he needs to speak to her, okay? He needs to be able to speak to her. He needs to have some type of closure and be able to get to the bottom of this and get her to talk to him before he goes home. And I'm trying to understand, what else is there to talk about, Chaz? What has there been to talk about like the last few times that you have been around this lady, okay? You really like to just torment yourself at this point. Now, moving on from there, we get Lindsay and Deontay. Child, Deontay, take your behind home. Take your behind home, Deontay. It's really not that serious, sweetie. Take your behind home. You know, of course, Lindsay at this point done went and vented to her friend, and she's telling her, you know, at this point, I think he wants me to get in trouble. He knows that I got warrants, and you're going to start this whole big argument out here where you could end up attracting police attention. Then she says that, you know, he wanted her to either end up sleeping in her car or having to pay $200 a week, you know, for staying in an, you know, some type of dope motel or whatever, than staying in Blaine's house. And her friend is saying, oh, nah, that's not the kind of relationship you need. That kind of relationship is not going to work. And she says, yeah, I'm realizing now that we're really not compatible. I made a big mistake. Now at this point, Deontay walks down to her and he's basically like, just answer me one question. You know, was it ever real? You know, are you actually with Blaine? Just tell me that or not, so that I ain't gotta keep sitting here thinking I'm damn crazy. And she basically says that Blaine is her next stop. And this is where you lose me at, Lindsay, because before I was giving you a little bit of credit with some things too, and I was thinking that maybe in the beginning you actually did have genuine feelings for you know, Deontay. You started out telling us this bull crap about you would never mess with him because you worked for him, or he worked for you rather, in the past, right? And y'all had this friendship for all these years, so you would not stoop to that level and even look at him in that way. He's just a friend, and that's that. But now all of a sudden you talking about, well, at this point, since Deontay is out the way, I might as well go ahead for him, and that he pushed you into, you know, Blaine's arms and all this other stuff, and that's going to be your next stop now. So that way, you know, Deontay could leave you alone. And I'm like, girl, then that's what you always wanted. And you was bull crapping him, you was bull crapping yourself, you was bull crapping us. It was all a damn game, and it's giving me fake and phony, you know. That's what it's giving me. So, nonetheless, when Blaine get there, now he want to talk about some, oh, it's over, let me go talk to Zuda. She's sitting here calling after him or whatever, and You know, Deontay saying that he played a friend, and you know, he's like, he's done with love. He's calling up his friend, and he's saying Blaine had to be the one that was planting the seeds all alone. Child, I don't give a damn how many seeds Blaine was planting. He cannot plant any damn thing without her freaking accepting it, Deontay. Okay? And so you could be done with love all you want. Maybe you need to learn how to love yourself a little bit more and put into yourself instead of putting into these damn prisoners, honey. Okay? And put into your mama and your friends that's been there, that's had your damn back. How about that? Okay? And so Blaine come walking up, you know, he want to talk about so what's going on, what's up, what happened now, and all of this stuff. And Deontay's like, ain't shit happened, ain't nothing for us to talk about. Like, you got her, you wanted her, take her and leave. That's it. He was like, what else is there to talk about? He gonna say, well, I told you I would be there before and after. Okay, well, now it's after and you got her, so why are you still standing in my damn face? I'm confused. You know, at this point, Lindsay is coming down there. She's like calling after him and saying, what are you doing? And she's talking about how she got these warrants, bruh. You know, and she can't get in trouble and this and that. But like I said, Lindsay, you are giving me fake. Okay, with a capital F, because how the hell is you still trying to push at Deontay and be like, I don't need to get in trouble, this, that, and the third, when it's Blaine that walked his ass down there to you. He the one that's supposed to have been coming to pick you up, so why are y'all not already in his car and driving off? You know, she telling Blaine something mess about, I will leave you too. And then when she comes down there and she grabbing him, you know, like I said, he's trying to talk about how he know how to box and all this other shit. First of all, if you know how to box, then you would have already been boxing, sweetie, okay? We ain't got time for no damn talking. Let's be clear. But nonetheless, you know, she go ahead and she pull him and she telling Deontay, stay away from me. Never call me again. Girl, and Deontay, if you was calling her again, or if you call any of these, because I'm sure we probably going to see you on another damn season again with another damn Karen or Becky or whoever. Okay, but if you called Lindsay ass back, you deserve what you get. Because I would have never ever picked up the damn phone, you know what I'm saying, to her again. May her and Blaine get everything they deserve, they want, and they need. Okay, and that's that on that. Moving on to Chance. Chance is another piece of trash. Okay, throw this whole man away, set him on fire, damn it. I'm sick of him. He riding with damn Taylor. Right? And he's saying he don't understand how she all of a sudden got this change of heart. She's basically saying, look, we on this, you know, he's telling her, we're going to the ultrasound together. We're having the baby together. We're living our lives together. We're doing everything together, but we can't get married. And Taylor is saying, look, nothing is going to change my mind. Right now, I usually have high-risk pregnancies. I'm stressed about this baby. I want to get here. I want to do this ultrasound. I want to know that I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. And I want to know that this baby is going to be healthy. You know that I have been high risk. I have lost a baby in the past. So that is what I'm focusing on. Do you know that Chance asked, after she said this, Chance asked, said, did she think about how I was going to feel? I'm not getting any younger. I said, Chance, did you think about how she was going to feel when you put her sister in the freaking garage? Did you think how she was going to feel when you bought that damn house? When you was getting all these damn credit cards? When you was freaking buying the damn truck? Did you stop to ask her how the fuck she felt? Excuse my language, y'all, but that pisses me off. You serious right now, Chance? Yeah, he is, because he's another damn narcissist. And you would think that would be the worst thing he could say. Oh, no, it gets better. They get in the doctor's office and she's explaining the situation to the doctor, what kind of blood she has, you know. She has something, I think it was called MFTR, and it caused her to have a blood clot in the umbilical cord. And she said it's basically like her body was, you know, rejecting the baby. And she feels, you know, guilty about it and all of that kind of stuff. And on one hand, she would be super excited for it to be a boy because she doesn't have a boy yet. You know, she tells the doctor she had 5 pregnancies, but she has 3 kids, you know, that of course are here. And then this one pregnancy that is we're going through now. And she basically says You know, they don't want to know the gender right now, right? She's scared to even know the gender because it was a boy that she lost the last time. She feels like, you know, when her girl survived, she feels like if it's a boy again, it could be a chance she could, lose that one. In the meantime, here go Chance. Oh yeah, we gonna have a big gender reveal somewhere. You know, we don't want to know what it is. So she says she was gonna go ahead and put it in the envelope, whatever have you. So in the meantime, you know, Taylor's talking about how much anxiety and how much fear that this even being a boy is scary for her, you know. And the doctor's telling her so far everything looks good. We got a strong heartbeat. You know, we seeing the baby waving. They talking about he done flipped them off. He's like, oh, he got a little bit of me in him already. Da 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 da. So she says she want to go use the bathroom. Please tell me why Chance is out here. Chance, listen, baby. She go to the damn bathroom and he gonna say, can we do a... No, I don't mean to sound like a dick. Too late. Every time you open your mouth, you sound like one, Chance. But, do you think we could do a paternity test? The doctor like, yeah, we could do one. Throw Chance ass in the trash, Taylor. The one thing I'm happy about is that you have been standing your ground as far as not wanting to get married now and stuff like that. But unfortunately, you done got pregnant by this man. And that part, honey, I pray for you. That was the episode, y'all. Put it in the comments. Let me know. Let's discuss. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you were so inclined. Okay, give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. All right, y'all. Till next time. Toodaloo.